What's going on everyone, Nathan here from myimtips.com, and in today's video we're going to talk about how to work from home in 2020 and beyond. How to actually get things done when we work from home. Now, this is something that has of course been very popular lately. A lot of people has been told to get started, to work from home, stay at home during the circumstances. So that's why I want to share with you my best tips and tricks here on how to get the most out of your day, your working day when you work from home. To find out all about this, all you have to do is stay with me. But first, if you are new around, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that notification bell also, so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Alright, so during the circumstances, a lot of people has been told to get started, to work from home, and I've been on both sides actually. I've been an on and offline entrepreneur for almost 2 decades now. I had an office with 6+ employees. I had to cut back in the recession, get started to work from home, and it was actually a bit tricky to work from home, to feel that you actually work, before I got started to implement the tricks and tips that I'm going to share with you in today's video. So hopefully you're going to take up on these tips and tricks and get the most out of your working day here also. Alright, let's get started with tip number 1, and that is to set up a workspace. Okay, set up a separate workspace. If you have a separate room, it's even better. If you can't do it, decide what is going to be your working space. Even if it is your kitchen table, just decide that this is going to be my working space here. So you know exactly where your working space is. Okay, so basically the first thing is my morning routine that I get started with in the morning. I share this in some other videos in the past. This is super important to get the most out of your day. You can do whatever you want. I'm just going to share with you a quick recap here on how my morning routine looks like. Actually, the first thing I do, I get started with some exercise, some stretching to get the blood flow going there. I start to read actually a hard copy book. I do some journaling, some meditation. This is super important. I just sit for 5 minutes, focus on my breath, closing my eyes there. So I focus a little bit on how my working day is going to look like. It will help me to get focused for the rest of my day there. When I've done that, I take a cold shower. I started to do this for a couple of months now. There is a lot of benefits. You can do your own research about cold shower, ice cold showers there. But I noticed a big difference actually. So do your research about it and try it out. I highly recommend you to do it. You can definitely, you're going to wake up more than just a cup of coffee, I can guarantee you. So when I'm done with that, I get dressed. This is another super important tip, okay? Don't just sit with your pajamas there or whatever because you're going to be lazy. You don't get dressed. This is super important because it's going to feel like you are going to the work. You're going to work actually. If you can go out for a small walk, 5 minutes or something, so you feel it is a psychological trick actually, that you feel that you're going to work and come back and get started with your working day. If you can't do it, you're going to your workspace there, what you have decided, even if it is your kitchen table as I mentioned earlier. So the next thing we need to do is actually turn off all the distractions. And turn off all the distractions, I mean your phone, your Facebook Messenger, whatever it's going to be, turn off all the distractions. So I actually I learned this tip for, I think it's 14-15 years ago now. Buy an external timer. This is one of the best and cheapest investments that you can make. And you can put this, there is something that you can do your research, search for Pomodoro Technique, okay? You can put this for 25 minutes. I prefer to actually put it on 50-minute chunks, so I work 50 minutes, no one is going to distract me during those 50 minutes, so I know when it's going to ring, it's time for a break. Then I can check out my emails, I can go to Facebook or whatever it is. But What I prefer actually to do after my 50-minute chunks there is go to another room, okay? If it is the kitchen table, I go to the living room or something, because you feel that you're going to take a break. It's good for the eyes, to rest the eyes, do some push-ups or whatever it's going to be, just to get the blood flow going there again before you're getting started with your next session, your next 50-minute session. You can actually put it on the timer again if you want to, 10 minutes, so you know that now it's time to get back to work again. So I usually do a few of these 50-minute chunks there. Then for some people it's time for lunch. I actually wait, I eat later on. I do intermittent fasting. I prefer to do it, and I noticed a difference because I feel more alert actually when I do this. Okay, so I feel that I'm more alert. When I eat my first meal, I feel that I need to sit and relax a little bit. So I try to eat as late as possible, but if you can't do it, you need of course to eat a lunch. Take a small break there for half an hour or something and get started with your next 50 or 25-minute chunk or whatever is going to be there. Another good tip is, if you can get yourself a sit-stand desk. This is one of the biggest also investments, one of the best investments I made for years. You can get started with a cheaper version. Do your research, just Google sit-stand desk. I did my first one actually, I think it cost me $10 or something. I just put some tables, and I feel that I got the screen much higher so I can see it and start to work. I don't feel I'm actually doing it every single day. When I'm working, when I'm standing and work, I get more things done. When I sit, I tend to be lazier. So this is a huge tip. If you can get yourself a sit-stand desk, you're not going to regret it. Okay, so when you have finished your working day, your working chunks there, I don't know how many it's going to be, then you're going to actually go out for doing your errands. So this is so important. You have to be disciplined and actually tell yourself, I'm working during the day, I'm getting started with the most important tasks in the morning because I have the most energy there, and you can do your errands in afternoon or even during a break. So let's say you take a lunch break, you can do it for 1 hour, eat your lunch, and then you can go out for some errands and get back and work again, okay? This is super important also to keep in mind. So do your most important tasks in the morning, and later on you can do the easier tasks, of course. Do your errands when you finished your working day, and when you finished your working day, you should go out of that space, okay? Change space. Go to the living room, go to your bedroom, or wherever it's going to be. That is super important also. It has to do a lot with the psychology there. You're tricking your mind actually all the time, but also it's good for the eyes, okay? They get rested because they see something new, so they don't see the screen 24 hours, okay? Keep that in mind. Okay, let's have a look at some productivity tools also. Now, it totally depends on what you have, what you're working with. I can't really say that get started to use this and that. You need to set up what you think works for you, what you've been used to, but I noticed that I tried to actually simplify this as much as possible. So I use Google Calendar, for example, to set up my appointments with notifications and stuff like that. Then I use all the Google suites, like Google Docs, for example, because I can have them with me everywhere. Dropbox is also another tool that I'm using. I can take with me on my phone. I can see some stuff there. Of course, Gmail, to see all my emails, even when I'm on my phone, I can forward it. So definitely I work with a lot of Google tools. And also I'm actually try to write down with pen and paper my tasks, because there is something about the written word there. I tend to get things done when I write them down, and of course I feel that I have finished them, I strike them off, so I feel that I actually got work done. Alright, I hope you got some value here in this video on how to work from home, how to get things done when you actually work from home. If you did, make sure to smash that like button below. Make sure you check out my #1 recommendation on how to make a full-time passive income online, build a real sustainable online business. I do have my #1 recommendation right here below. Make sure you subscribe to both my YouTube channels that you're going to see at the end screen here, and you're going to find another video recommendation also. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.